Laura's Table. Today, I'd like to share with you my chilled quinoa salad. Let's get started. Let me tell you what I like about a chilled quinoa salad. One, it's something I can keep in the refrigerator for a quick snack when I'm hungry, and it helps me make healthier choices. It has a little bit of protein, and it's a complex carbohydrate. And if you are trying to food prep so you make good choices all through the week for this new year, this is a great option. So let me show you how I started this. I love red quinoa, but when I went to buy it, my grocery store was all sold out. So I guess everyone else in Knoxville loves red quinoa too. So I bought the 3-color quinoa. I cooked it after I rinsed it. My instructions said cook 15 to 20 minutes. I always like to cook a little bit less time than my quinoa says. So I cooked mine for 17 minutes. Then I strained it in a fine mesh strainer and rinsed it with cold water until the water ran cold. Then I put it in a large bowl. And then I have my diced vegetables. You can think of this kind of everybody in the pool, whatever you have on hand, what vegetables you like. I like to add a variety of colors. So here I have some blanched green beans, some halved grape tomatoes, a little bit of corn. I have Italian flat leaf parsley. I diced up some fresh carrot. And then I add green onions because I love them. I use the bottoms and the tops for a little zing. And here in a moment, we will make a homemade dressing to dress the entire thing. So it's as easy as you just dump all the vegetables in with your quinoa. That's why you need a bigger bowl, because all of a sudden this starts filling up pretty quick. Let's get all this in here. And yes, I washed my hands before I started your video. But if you have all your vegetables chopped, this comes together really fast. And it's super colorful. The corn adds a nice sweetness. Now for the corn and the green beans, I use frozen because it's just so easy. Let me move these out of your way. See how pretty that starts to look? And then I'm gonna toss this just a little bit. It'll get tossed more when we put our dressing in here. Yum. And you can use those small containers I showed you on the food prep green beans video. Those are a great option. You can go ahead and mix this up and package it in smaller packages so that you can just grab it and go when you're on the move, maybe to take to school or to work every day in your lunch. I'm gonna set this to the side, and now we can make our dressing. So let's build our dressing really quick. I love to mix a dressing in a mason jar. It's something I keep around the house all the time. And all of these ingredients I have on hand in my pantry. I like to use red wine vinegar, a really good quality olive oil, then I add 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, and that was a ½ cup each of red wine vinegar and olive oil. All of these amounts will be available on my blog. You can print the recipe as usual. This Dijon mustard helps emulsify the olive oil and the red wine vinegar together. Then I'm going to add a ½ teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt. I typically use that in my recipes. It's full of minerals, so I like to use that for my family. ½ teaspoon of fresh cracked black pepper. And then even though it's January, I still have fresh thyme growing in my flower pots outside. That's something we will do a video on come springtime. So I add a ½ teaspoon of freshly picked thyme. You can use dried if you want to, but you'll need to use less because it's more potent. Then you just add your lid and you shake. You don't have to mess up any other dishes or do anything fancy. See how that starts to emulsify and come together? Now you do not have to use all of this dressing on your quinoa salad. I like to use about half and then taste it and possibly add more after it's been in the refrigerator a while. Let's dress our salad. Now let's dress our salad. Give it one last little shake. Surely I can get this open if I closed it. That'd be bad, wouldn't it, if I can't get a jar open that I closed. All right, I'm gonna pour half of this dressing on my salad. I'm gonna toss my quinoa. Oh gosh, this looks so good. There's just something about fresh vegetables that I just love. And I love, you may notice that I use these bowls a lot. They remind me of my grandmother. If you read on my blog, you may see I learned or got my start in my learn to love cooking with my grandmother. And she had a set of these in her kitchen. I didn't get her bowls, but I spent a lot of time scouring flea markets to find all the bowls to make my own set. So these may not always go with the pretty picture I'm trying to make for you, but they sure make my heart glad because they make me think of her. So I think that looks really good. I want you to be able to see this. See how pretty that looks? I'm gonna put some in this little dish here. A sweet lady I met at a craft guild made this beautiful dish, and I just couldn't resist. When you cook and love bowls and things, you end up with pretty things. And I'll put Lynn's contact information on Instagram. I'll make sure to tag her so you can find her lovely things. She's so talented. But I want you to be able to see this, and I'll put a close-up so you can see how packed with veggies this is. It's seriously at least half vegetables, maybe more vegetables than quinoa, so don't think that you're gonna carb load with this. Isn't that lovely? I have to get a fork because I want to taste. I didn't get myself a fork. See, we're really cooking here. All right, I want to taste. Oh, yum. It's so good. Delicious, people. I hope you enjoy this recipe. It comes together so quickly. You can use it for food prep or as a side dish for a family dinner. Like this video, share it. You can find me on Pinterest. You can share a photo above on my blog and share it on Pinterest as well. Thanks for joining me.